Friday, the 3rd of January, 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. You know, this was the first time I went into an exam and I actually believed in myself. Like before, I would work really hard and do everything, but I would never believe in myself. And I actually noticed in this exam that I'm revising for on this particular day, I think the reason why I didn't believe in myself as well is because I felt that I didn't deserve it. Like, you know, that kind of like skeptical, psychopathic bit of me. I think like that bit would always kind of say to me, like, you don't deserve to get a good grade because you didn't even work hard. And obviously I worked very hard. I tried really hard, but like that just voice that would always kind of say like, you didn't even try hard. You don't even deserve to like get a good grade. And, you know, I would doubt myself and I wouldn't believe it. But like this time in my exam, this was the first kind of like time I kind of like believed in myself. So I just want to mention that. I got to Dylan's at around 10:30, I believe. I got coffee. In my spare time, I like to write novels, if that kind of makes sense. I'm writing a novel at the moment. I've written my first draft for my first book. And then for the kind of like sequel of that book, I haven't written it yet. I want to do that. I was going to rewrite my first draft, but I thought now that the ideas are fresh in my mind, I'll do a sequel. So I'm kind of like planning on how to do that now. So I was doing that for the first half an hour. I then had a little look at the books. I want to read some like, I wanted to read The Hunchback of Notre Dame because I just come back from France. And I always like reading books of places I visit. But I heard that like my relationship with classic books isn't very good. So I haven't really been that impressed by anything so far. Went back to Dylan, sat down for like 2.5 hours and just working on the space-time and gravity modules. Trying to do that and, you know, just throughout the day, just trying to believe in myself as well. Like every time I do a thing, previously I would always doubt myself and say like, oh, I'm not even going to do well. And like, you know, I'd critique myself in saying that like, you haven't even worked hard, like you haven't even put that much effort in. But that's not true. Right, so like on the last day, I'll be like, oh, there's no point because you didn't even put any effort in. You don't deserve to like do well in this exam. Like other people in my mind, because no one's working as hard as me. Like they deserve to do well because they've done well, but you, nah. So I was like believing in myself, and I was actually like believing myself, like in the questions, like, oh, okay, I'm learning this, I'm gonna do really well. Like I was really trying to believe in myself. I headed back to Queen Mary from central London, and amongst other things, I went to the physics museum to warm up my food. I spoke to Arian. If you watched the video previously, you know, like I mentioned this conversation with Arian, but my conversation ran a lot smoothly with him, and it ran a lot smoothly with him because I was just being myself and saying the truth. You know, sometimes when I call Arian when I'm eating lunch. So I'm worried that Arian will think that I'm only calling him because I'm eating lunch. That will be my insecurity in this particular time. And I'd start off the conversation with trying to justify that insecurity isn't true to Arian. And the thing is, I'm sure that it'll probably make Arian feel more like that anyway. But no, I was just talking to him and I wasn't saying anything to kind of like, I was just saying the truth. I was, how are you? And I was just saying things that I believe are true. I wasn't like saying things to kind of like spice up the conversation. I was hearing the voices, I was hearing the suggestions, but I was like, no, I don't have to do that. And I was a lot more, you know, reconnecting with that self, which I talk about in the previous video. Like there was babies on the train that I was smiling at, bro. Like I was a lot more social. I don't have to be more social, I just have to be more me. You know, I was smiling at these babies. Previously, I would have thought that like I was smiling at the babies. Maybe the dad thinks I'm not even going to say it because it's just like so bad what I'm thinking. But yeah, I was just smiling at babies and the babies waved back. I also went to the gym. After I ate food, I went back to the gym. Gym was good. I haven't been working out much. I had a bit of a break, but that's okay. You know, I also felt that like I was able to take a break because I felt that like as well that to a degree, not completely, this is not the only reason why I make the videos, but the reason why I go to the gym and I make these videos and I try really hard and I am an overachiever is because I feel like, you know, like if you watch the previous video, but I feel like I have to like, I don't think that I can sell myself on being myself. So I have to have all these kind of things that like, I go to the gym and I make these videos and, you know, these are good things. I like these things, but like, you know, I felt compelled to do that because of that insufficiency on my part, if that kind of makes sense. And the reason why I was able to kind of like skip gym, kind of take a bit of a break was because I kind of understood that like I don't need these things to kind of like prove myself, if that kind of makes sense. Then headed over to central London again. I picked up some snacks from M&S Bakery. Yeah, I got a decaf latte when I went to Dillon's. I was going to work in UCL, but when I was walking past Dillon's looked really cozy. I think it's because of the lights, and when I was walking past, there was lots of people in there, and they was all kind of like laughing and sitting around, which looked kind of cozy. So I went into Dillon's, got a decaf latte, and just working on the space, time and gravity modules. Yeah, man, just trying to believe in myself, you know. And because I've been in this situation before, right? Last year, if you look at my second video, there was this module called thermodynamics, and it was a hell of a lot harder than this one, purely because I didn't understand what was going on, and I had to cover like all the content in 2 days, you know. And this is a kind of like similar thing. I have been revising, but obviously I went abroad, so it kind of like you're not consistent. But I have been revising previously. But I wanted to say something to end the video. I'll be okay in this exam. I'll be okay in all the exams. Even though I have to cover all the modules content in like 2 days or whatever, I'll be okay because I've done these things before. And not only have I done these things before, but more importantly, because I'm a Sigma.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
I knew it.
And that's what Sigmas do.
We have to help him.
We have to help him. Okay, everyone, gather around.
That's it. Come in close. Come on. We can do this.
This is Admiral Reddish of the Rebel Alliance. All squadron leaders report in.
I'm afraid it's quite extensive.
And the world ends! For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them.
I'm Ben Tennyson.
I am the Dragon Warrior.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridian.
I am a thorn that will not go away.
James Bond.
And Samurai. They are all here.
Is that everyone?
But you wanted more?
Take care of yourself.
I've always wanted to use that spell.